Okay, good morning, friends. We're continuing Mishnah Berurah Daf Shavua. We're learning Siman Kuf Chaf Ches. We're in the middle of Sivav. The Mechaber in Sivav, uncharacteristically, did not follow the opinion of the Rambam, where the Mechaber said that even though the Kohenim wash their hands in the morning, the Tilas Yadayim in the morning for Tefillah, by the way, that's not talking about Negel Vaser. Just as an aside, for those of you who are not here for Chelek Aleph, just a little reminder. You need to wash your hands twice in the morning. Once right when you get up to remove Ruach Ra, and once before Tefillah, for the mitzvah of Tefillah. You say, really? Everyone has to wash their hands twice? No. Goyim do not have to wash your hands twice in the morning. Only Jews. If your mother is Jewish, then you have to wash your hands twice in the morning. Once when you get up to remove Ruach Ra, and once when you're ready for Tefillah. So, the Mechaber said, even though the Kohein already washed their hands for Tefillah, he's talking about the second Netilah, they have to wash their hands again. Ada Perek Shu Chibur Hayad VeHazroya. Yesterday, we saw in the Mishnah Berurah of Katan Yotes that the Rambam's opinion is that you are Yoitze with Netilas Yadayim Shachris if you are Lo Hisiach Daitai. This Shita that you wash again is the Gemara in Saita based on Rashi. Okay, let's see Sivkatan Chav Gimel, where the Ramah says, "V'loy noagu alavim lito yedayim tchila rak samchan tilasam shachris." You see, the Mechaber says that the Levi who pours the water on their hands needs to first wash their own hands. Where does that come from? That's the Zohar. That's the Beis Yosef from the Zohar. That the Levi, before he washes the hands of the Kohen, should wash his own hands. The Ramah says, no, that's not the minhag. The minhag is not to follow this Zohar. They rely on their Netilah of Shachris. V'lai noagu, says Mishnah Berurah, Mesiach Alvim Daitum, if the Levim were Mesiach Das, Toiv Sheyitlu Yedeihem Mikaidem. It's better for them to wash their hands first. Umikol Sheken Hechad Noagu Begufan, certainly if they touch their bodies outright. In some places, they pour scented oil in the water so that the Kohenim's hands smell good. Because, they lift up their hands, it will give off a pleasant waft of scent. The Magen Avram and the Taz say it's Asr because it is Moiled, it's Noilad. Now, there's a question on Shabbos, are you allowed to use perfume or cologne? Why a man would use cologne beats me. I don't know why, why everyone in Shul needs to know when you come in. But there's an issue of Moiled. There's an issue of Moiled. What's the issue of Moiled? That you're not allowed to scent your clothing on Shabbos, only your body. To scent clothing on Shabbos for a man or a woman is moiled, only the guf itself. So the question here is, you're scenting the water. Is that moilad? Is that called producing a new smell? So the El Yarabba and the Chacham Tzin, Siman Tzadi Beis, their opinion is to be lenient. There's no moiled if you add the oil to the water, because the oil already has water in it. The Chacham Tzvi gives a different reason, that there's no moiled in oichel. So there's only on begadim, not mayim. If the scented oil was already placed there before Shabbos Yom Tov, you could definitely rely on these opinions to be lenient. Even though now you're adding the scent to the hands, we already pointed out that on the guf itself there's no moiled. Let's see what the Dirshu says the reason is. Now, why is there no moiled on the hands? El Yarabba says, because you're not adding a scent to the hands, because the oil doesn't get mixed with the hands, but it just sticks to them. That's not called moiled. Then the Shal Shuvas Ginas of Radim says that there's bechlal. Now that would apply to anywhere in the guf. That's the heter of perfume on a guf, because it doesn't mix with the body, it's just on the body. But the Ginas Vradim says a different heter of reach beguf, because it doesn't last, because the perspiration removes it. Furthermore, especially on the hands, which are askoniyos, so it also dissipates very quickly. So from here, Rav Shlomo Zalman derives in Shmir Shabbos Kilchasai that you're allowed to put perfume or cologne on the body that's not moiled. Not like the Shita Shulchan Aruch Harav. Shulchan Aruch Harav says you can't use cologne or perfume on the body itself, but the Shlomo Zalman says on the body itself you could. Reb Ben Zion Abba Shaul says you could only use cologne or perfume on Mekoimos Hamegulim, like the face or the hands, because the smell doesn't last, not elsewhere. But Reb Shlomo Zalman says, I didn't realize this was the source. I didn't realize the source of, it's a pretty commonly said heter, that cologne on clothing is asur, on the body is mutter, and apparently this is the source, that you're allowed to use the scented oil on the hands of the Kohanim, although Rabbi Zion Abba Shaul says, no, only the hands. Shulchan Aruch Harav, though, says cologne on the body is not permitted. Okay. Zif Zayin. Im nota kohen yadav shachris uberech al netils yadayim. Let's say the kohen washed his hands in the morning and he made a bracha, which he should have done. Lo yachsil levarach kishenot yadav mitzvos. He doesn't make another bracha when he washes again for Duchaning. Says the Mishnah Berurah. Why? Dil inyan bracha samchinan ala Rambam. Regarding the bracha, we rely on the Rambam that the svirle the yatzim netils yadayim shachris. By the
mitzvah?
What?
Isn't this a different mitzvah than tefillah? This is a specific mitzvah for the Kohanim, based on the pasuk.
Right, this is the mitzvah that we learn out from Su'u Yedechem Kodesh U'Barchos Hashem. This is definitely a different mitzvah than Takonas Netilas Yadayim. However, the opinion of the Rambam, which we already used before, that the Rambam holds, you're yoytzei b'netilas Yadayim shachris. You're yoytzei with that. So you can't make a bracha if you already were mekayim the mitzvah. It's true, it's a different mitzvah, but according to the Rambam, you already mekayim the mitzvah. The Rambam's reliance can only be applied if you didn't touch a dirty spot and you were not mesiach das in between. Avalam hisiach daite bentayim, but if you're mesiach das in between. V'kol shekain kishenaga b'makam metunaf. And certainly if you touched a dirty spot, according to everyone, you have to wash again. And you have to make a bracha. Okay, so like this. If the Kohen washed his hands in the morning and he made a bracha, then you don't make another bracha. We rely on the Rambam that you're yoytzei. However, that's if you didn't touch a dirty spot and you weren't mesiach das. But if you were mesiach das, certainly you touch a dirty spot, not only do you have to wash again, you have to make a bracha. Kain Kasa Magen Avram.
What about on Yom Kippur?
He doesn't say that. L'chayra not on Yom Kippur.
You know, it's half the hand in the morning.
Right. Now, we did see that you could only rely on this. Yesterday we saw that if you wash your hands on Yom Kippur, you can't rely on this, that what the Mishnah Berurah says in Sivkatan Chaf, that if you didn't have water, you could rely on the Shita of the Rambam, who holds you could be soimech on a Tils Yadayim Shachris. That's only if you wash the full washing. However, Legabe the bracha, we do not find that if you didn't wash your whole hand, you would make a bracha. Bechlal, by the way, the Elya Rabba Kasav, the Bechal Gavne, Ein Tzarch Levarach al Natilazu. The Elya Rabba says, no, they weren't Masakin a bracha in this Natila. The Dirshu brings that the Magen Avram also says the minhag is not to make a bracha. The Shemaloi Niskan Klal Bracha al Natilazu. The Chei Noagu Shaloi Levarach B'Shum Gavne. So therefore, v'lachein kol Kohein yarei v'chared, any God-fearing Kohein yishmar yadav, he should guard his hands mishas natilasei shachris, not to touch a dirty spot, so that he does not put himself in a situation of safek bracha. So therefore, the Kohen should be very careful not to touch a dirty spot. So it would come out, if a Kohen went to the bathroom, many Achronim would say also, he would have to make a bracha of Natilas Yadayim for Duchaning. Although the Elya Rabba and the Magen Avram say, Lamaisa, the minhag is not to make a bracha, irrespective of the situation, the Kohen is not going to make a bracha on the Natilas Yadayim of Berachas Kohenim. Rabbi Say, have a wonderful day. Kol Tov.